It's Patty and Kristin in the morning.
Afternoon edition.
Yay! Happy Friday.
Yay, Friday.
I I was Kristen and I have been chatting before this, obviously. And I was talking to her about a book that is totally shifting and evolving this big brain of mine. The name of the book is The Rise
By Sarah
by,
Lewis.
yeah, Dr. Sarah Lewis. Shout out to Rebecca Hawkins. I had put a review of the book, or her Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead, and she's like, "Have you heard of the podcast?" I was like, "No." She's like, "You gotta listen to it." And so anyway, so I listened to the interview of Brene Brown and Dr. Sarah Lewis, and I wanna go have coffee with her. This Saturday I'm heading to Manhattan to have a New York experience. So if you guys like New York or the life of New York City, um, this book will it's taking me. I could hear the jazz music, I could smell the coffee at the cafe, I could feel the wind in Central Park. What a great writer this woman is.
Mhm.
And she reads, this is the Audible, so she reads it, and there's just something about her voice, just her personality is so calming, and all I want to do is have hold my mug and talk to her. I'm pretty sure she lives here in New York City. So Dr. Sarah Lewis, if you by any chance are watching this because somebody sent it, I want to have coffee with you.
We should send it to her. Tag her.
Yeah. I've been looking for her on Instagram because I did this for Tripping Forward Thursdays
Uh-huh.
yesterday. I couldn't find her at all. I even went to Brene Brown's Instagram. Nada. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, maybe she has a Facebook, and this
Yep,
isn't Facebook, right? Oh,
it's
yeah.
true. Hmm.
Yeah, I could find her on Facebook. Can I read the what's it called? So the Rice is the title. Subtitle? Is that what it is? The
Yeah,
Okay.
on the underneath.
Yeah. Creativity, the gift of failure, and the search for mastery.
Nice. That's it. Bye. We're
Yeah,
done.
exactly. End of the show. Go eat on those words. Let
Go
me
eat on them. Go put them on a plate and eat on top of them.
some like your hot tea or something. But I want you to hear her voice, just her voice itself.
We permit a new future to enter the room with these startling encounters. A young boy from Austin, Texas, Charles Black Jr., stood and knew it when he was just 16 years old, thinking he was going to a co-ed social at the Driscoll Hotel in his hometown in 1931.
Right? I I don't know if you miss college. The One of the things that I miss about college is getting to know my professors, and
You're
that's
such a you're
what
such a teacher's pet.
totally
Anyhow, go, go
110%
go
teachers
on.
pet.
I'll try not to laugh too loud.
To- Kristen, I mean, this is what Jimmy mocks me all the time, but I'm totally teachers pet. Shout out to Susan Joel, Dr. Susan Joel, and Paul Katz. Those are my two mentors in college, Springfield College. So yeah, that's what I miss, and that's what this like. I feel like I know her. So she's okay. So she went to Harvard and she lives in New York City. And she's got so many books. She's also an artist, so she paints. And I'm not sure if she was the first African American something at Harvard. I don't know what in what department or what kind of award or something. So she's pretty cool and so chill, and I totally love just the vibe of this book. So I'm totally geeking out in here.
Nice.
Yeah, mocking welcome for teacher's pet. I've been a teacher's pet since I can remember.
What part do you miss about college? Getting to know my professors. How many people say that? Patty.
Someone else, when you watch the
Yes.
replay, please drop it in the comments if you miss
I
your
want
professors.
hands up for how many people say that that's their favorite part or the most missed part. And I may
Yeah.
give you a little bit of ribbing, and also let's validate Patty.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I know Jimmy wants to be a college professor. It was in my consideration, and I know it's way in the future. Definitely want to have a whole bunch of gray hair. But I do like the energy for college students who are eager to learn, eager to prove others wrong. It's like the whole thing, right? Like they're finally free away from home or their small town in America here. So anyway, I hope I found you, Dr. Sarah Lewis. I'm going to be in Manhattan this Saturday. What's the date? November 6th. I will be wearing a black jacket.
Blending in with all other New Yorkers.
Exactly. I even got my camera bag.
Okay, no longer blending in.
I'm gonna look so legit New Yorker. It's gonna be wonderful. I was talking to my friend, well, and no names. I was talking to my friend. He came over for coffee, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go to Manhattan? I know you're gonna be moving very soon." And she's like, "Nope, not gonna miss it at all." She's like ready to go. Click, goodbye. So anyway, so yeah, vlog is coming out when it's at for the day that we're not gonna be here. Black Friday.
The 20, I think that's, yes, the 26th.
Yep. So the recording is gonna happen this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, there's something about the city, and I'm not even gonna tell you because now you're gonna mock me even more. Guess what? I'm looking forward to visiting in Manhattan. Take a while.
A library.
Yes. Oh Lord. Okay. So I gotta share this on the screen because you've been to Manhattan before?
I haven't been to New York City at all. So nowhere in New York City have I been.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So clearly by mocking, I'm not sure if you're gonna like love this. But let's see if our listeners can has been to this library or this part of New York City. And now my computer froze. Great. Kristin, while I
Yes.
look this up, how are you? Talk to me about your college experience since
my college experience. I would.
talking to you.
What? Did you just freeze? All right, I think Patty froze
I
along
did.
with her computer. So you're back.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Experience. I will say the professors were low on my list. I don't even have very many of them that I remember the names of. However, what I really like, one thing I said many times in my mid-20s was I would have paid the money that was paid to go to college all over again for the experience of meeting people and the experience of being able to fully step out into my own. So there were people around at all times, so I could go out and I could be social and I could meet new friends, and yeah, I had a lot of good experiences that way. Fun times where in the lobby, because we had guys on one side of the dorm, girls on the other, and then there was a communal lobby. And there were a few times where I'd come out and people would hang out in the lobby because we only had open dorms a couple times during the week. So if you wanted to hang out with the guys or the guys want to hang out with the females, the lobby is the only place really other than classes or at meals that we could all hang out. So there were a few times where I'd come out into the lobby and all of a sudden there'd be people who were hanging out and they'd be like, "Kristin, we were just talking about you." And I'm like, what? Why? Okay. And it was the best feeling to be able to come out and have people be excited to see you and be like, yeah, we were just talking about you before you came out here. So I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
How many years ago? Because maybe the one thing that's missing here from my fresh memory is that I dropped out of college for 4 years.
Mm,
So well, I guess it was 2005. When did you go to college?
2001 to 2005.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 Well, I get, yeah, I'm still remembering. Yeah. You have a good memory too. Wow, that's over a decade, Kristen Joy Davis.
Yeah, my 20-year high school reunion would have been this year.
Mm.
Yep, this year.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So, okay, I found the website. I hope I could get a good feel where you could see the inside. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. All right, tell me. And in just a few minutes, we're also gonna talk about what we said we were gonna talk about. But I'm really excited because I gotta show Kristen this library. Okay. Because it's not about the books, honestly. It's about being here. Okay. So this is the front. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the front, and here's one of my favorite rooms. Well, anyway, I could go by. All right, check that out. Do you have a library that looks like that?
No. You can go pretend you're in a movie. What movies have taken place there?
Oh, so many movies, right? All right, but here's my favorite room. Hopefully, no, that's not it. Oh, look how magical New York is. This is why I'm excited. Oh no, Kristen, they don't have. Okay, well, here's a little bit. No, that's
Is
not
that the
it.
law library or is no, that's just a regular open space.
Yeah, I mean, check out this beauty.
That is nice.
That exactly. It's not like your smelly local library that's around here in Staten Island. where Jimmy gets excited about smelling books. I mean, look,
Books smell so good. You don't get excited about smelling books?
I get excited smelling new books. Now, I'm telling you, I've been telling you this forever. You and Jimmy are like besties. You guys love old books.
Old books smell better than new books. New
Hey,
books, you can crack the spine and that's all good, but old books have a special smell.
yeah, to you and Jimmy. To me, I'm like, ugh. Okay. Let's see. So drop your comments. All books or new books. I love the smell of new books. And where is my favorite room? For a while, this room was closed because, of course, COVID. But I went to the library, the website, and I said that it was open.
Hmm.
So let's see. I don't think you can see what I see right now, can you?
Do you see what I see? I don't.
Now
I
you're
don't
getting
think I
into the
do.
Christmas spirit. All right. Well, it's not showing. Ooh, check out. Look at this. I hope I still get to see. Where is it? Oh,
Mm.
so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love New York for this. So that's where I'm going to be on Saturday. And, you guys are going to have to wait until December for me to show you. Or you can watch the vlog on the day after Thanksgiving. So the closest to my favorite room, it will be the picture up here. So this is to the side of my favorite room. That's like a
Mm.
smaller one, but there's a bigger room. That's where all like the end of the world movies, like the with Will Smith. Um oh well. Oh well. You guys are gonna have to hold on to that one. All right. And speaking of books,
Speaking
shall
of,
we talk about your book, my friend, which I'm gonna smell and sniff brand new book. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Hold on. Before you start chatting, I want to take everybody to the website.
dun,
Boom.
dun.
Kristen Joy Coaching. What's cooking in here, my friend?
That is my book, Abracadabra, I Know What to Do. So, uh, all of a sudden have a tickle in my throat. I will try not to cough into the mic.
Here's the scratchies.
So yeah, my friend Rachel, who we've talked about a few times, she and I have been creating joyously this book. So I've about 2.5 years ago started writing it and needed to wait for about 1.5 years to be able to meet Rachel before this book could become what it is now and what it was meant to be. So we're a few pages away from being fully illustrated and then ready for me to start my end of the publishing, which will be going up on Amazon. So I will have a date within the next most likely 2 weeks on when it's going to be up, but the goal is for November 26th. However, latest I would say December 5 or 6 for it to be out on Amazon. And when I know, when I know for sure, I will let people know. And in the meantime, on my website, you can pre-order a signed copy by me. So I will be once they're ready to go, purchasing all the pre-orders, signing them, putting some goodies with them, and shipping them out with much love to everybody that pre-orders one of these. So you can, so if you go to KristinJoyCoaching.com, click that shop button that Patty is about to click. It brings you to the store and you can find your pre-order. So
yep. It's so simple. It's so simple that it literally, let's see, took like 4 minutes for me to go purchase.
What?
Yes, guys. I mean, it took whatever, like a second to do this. Let's take a picture because I'm gonna post this on the
And now
Grammy.
you can email Patty.
Hold on, let's take a picture together because I want with the confirmation. What's up? All right, guys. Yeah, abracadabra. With my words, I create. With my words, I influence. I love it. Kristin, I'm so happy, so proud of you. And let's stop the sharing. Hopefully my credit card information is not showing. Nope, it's not showing.
Order number 19. Thanks.
I know. When you first send it to me, I'm like, oh, this is my chance. Now I'm going to be number one. And I completely forgot. And I saw Mark posted and I was like,
oh,
I had a chance.
You had a chance, but the way the order numbers go up started from when the first abracadabra dress was purchased. So the first person that bought a book was number 4.
Okay. So cool. So I'm excited. Maybe you want to come to New York City and actually deliver it to us.
Well, I will ship it to you because you will get it much sooner that way. However, I will throw out there that I for Grace alone, I am doing this where I will go to her school and I'm going to read the book to her class. And the option for other people to help me get to wherever they are to read at a place, I will be putting that up too. So I'll make some options on my website once the book is out of potentially having me virtually read. So I've thought of some ideas, and one of them is if I were to read virtually to a class, you would be purchasing me reading plus me sending a signed copy of the book and bookmarks for each student in the class. So I'm planning to do that. And if anybody feels so inclined to help pay for me to get there in person, that is an option. I will leave that on the table as well. So I'm
Well,
open to hire for reading my book to children.
there's two homeschool communities, one in Staten Island and one in Long Island,
Mm,
that I will send this information. Perhaps this video, we'll send it over to them. Since we were talking about libraries and books,
yeah.
why not? Right? And you mocking me, thanks so much. I miss my
Okay,
professors, but
it's less a mockery and more I appreciate and love that we are so different and that you are one of the people that enjoys the professors most from college.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm so happy. I'm glad I got to surprise you. I had all that order ready to go, and that was awesome when we took a picture. All right, shall we? Ooh, sorry, that was loud. I felt it even in my brain. Let's transition.
Patty and Kristin in the morning. Afternoon edition.
Thank you, honey. He is on the road. He is gonna be with us. When is he scheduled? I forget.
Oh, when did we move that to?
I want to say it was the 19th. Oh, was it next week?
Oh,
Guys,
next week.
yeah, it is next week. Yeah. Next week, we shall be talking to Mr. Zito, who's going to talk about daily affirmations. I am getting used to my iPad. I stole this from Jimmy. I now have this iPad to my name, and I'm really excited. Okay, so he is joining us on the 19th.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Well, we usually have a question we like to answer, and this question was picked by a little group called Wacky Wednesday. If you want to know more about it, DM me. Kristen's like not a guest speaker. She's constantly there because she's requested by the kids, especially by Grace, who's the future head of language and just
She says she's the head now.
yeah. How old is she now?
She is 6 for a little bit longer. She'll be 7
Ex-
soon.
exactly. So 6-year-old. So usually I do elementary, and we're moving to Mighty Networks. We're gonna put a whole bunch of content in there, but we meet every Wednesday at 6. I'm gonna do 6:15. This 6:10 is confusing some parents,
Mm.
so my apologies, parents. And it's confusing me because I missed it last week again.
I have a side note about little head of language ninjas.
Yes.
I sent the video where she said she's the head of language ninjas to Mark England, and I said, "Here, I can retire early because she's the head of it." And he responded back to me, and he said, "In 2034," which I did the math in my head, and I was like, "Okay, so when she's 24, I get to retire?" And he's like, "Yes."
She's so
So he
cute.
he did the math to get her to an age where she could actually legally decide and go to school and do all the decisions for if she's gonna be the head of language ninjas.
Yeah, and she's
And
uh-huh.
and in 2034, that's not very early retirement for me.
I mean, I will ask you how old you'll be. I'm not sure if you're comfortable talking about your age.
Well, I just turned 39, so let's see, do that math.
39. Well, you gotta come
54?
and join us in the 40s here. So next year, next October, you shall join the 40 club. I hope to stay. How old am I gonna be this December? Oh, and we have a December baby game show stuff happening December 17th. Oh, guys, this is gonna be so exciting. All right. Because we're gonna get Claire and a few December babies to chat. And so Kristen and I still have to talk about it. I have 1,000 ideas. I just gotta put it in paper so they won't wait in my big head. So with the question of the day, I am going to have co-host language queen Chris Joy Davis. If you can relive blank, what would you do differently?
If I could relive blank, what would I do differently? That's a interesting question.
It is.
A tricky one too. So
Mhm.
let's see. And at this point in time, like, I don't know if I have. I mean, I've even had time to think about it. And
Me too.
what what would I want to relive and do differently?
Ooh,
I the
uh-huh.
main thing I can think is if I were to go back, I guess let's
If I can
put
go
down.
back
If I could
time.
go back,
Doo-doo.
turn back time. Um, One of the reasons I think why this is like there's not much coming up too is that I've learned to be grateful for all the experiences in my life because they've
Yep.
led me here. And if I
Yep.
had not had those experiences, I would be in a completely different place than I am right
Yep.
now. So,
Agree.
with that being said, I would say if I could relive a moment or in time, or I would what I would do is I would work on telling myself that it's okay to be open and be myself, to use my voice and express my feelings openly, because
Mhm.
I bottled my feelings up and I bottled my voice up for so much of my life. And I started it at such a young age that it wasn't until I turned 36 that I realized how bottled it was, and was able to finally start letting all of my emotions and all of my like building up my voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I could, I don't have a specific moment, but if I could
Mhm.
go back and relive, I would find a point in time, go to little Kristen and tell her like, hey, there's a moment that sticks in my head of when I fell on the playground at
Mm.
school, got muddy, a little hurt, but mostly muddy, and the bell rang from going inside to recess, or to go inside from recess, and I started to cry. And I think an older
Mhm.
student also came over and helped me and was walking me inside. But in my head, that moment stuck out to me as one of the moments where I learned to bottle my feelings up and
Mhm.
tuck them away, not let anybody know that see me cry or know that
Mm.
I'm upset. So if I could go back to that moment,
Mm.
or if I as me right now could go back, I
Yeah.
would go and tell myself at age, I think around 7 or 8 at that point in time, I would give her a hug and tell her it's okay. Cry, be
Yeah.
upset, be hurt.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're not going to get laughed at for your muddy pants.
Yeah.
Feel that, feel upset about getting hurt, feel whatever you need to feel, and then enjoy the rest of your day. So,
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to go there and hug little Kristen when you said that. Do you have any pictures of that time?
yes. My
Bring it
sisters
next
put some up. Yeah, my sisters put some on Facebook before, so
Mm.
I don't find them, but I'll send you some.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's so beautiful. I know when I did the Pirate Living podcast, I talked about like in high school, and I remember where I was in the mall or like the stores,
Mhm.
and it was in the second level, and so yeah, it took me there because that was very vivid for me,
Mm.
of comparing myself. Uh, and as you were talking, I mean, I have a show. It's called Tripping Forward Thursdays and Failing Forward Fridays. So I do take that word falling mistake as an advantage for me to learn something faster and to grow from it and be part of like my toolkit of experiences that I get to add to the world. So
Mm.
I'm definitely, in practicing a gratitude journal. Yeah, 2016 is when yeah, 2016, December 2016, when I opened or launched the YouTube channel. I also started the gratitude journal. And yeah, definitely has changed my marriage, changed my attitude about the expectations that I put on myself. So,
Mm.
and on myself first. Oldest child here, and yeah, a lot of pressure. So, yeah, as you were sharing, I mean, a couple of things came up, like one being my YouTube channel of being more open to having more feedback instead of falling in love with the work that I do. And because it takes me hours to edit, Kristen. So it's refreshing coming live with you because I know the poop it's gonna be uploaded. But it takes lots of hours and self-taught and editing. So
Mhm.
it was a lot. So for like a 7-minute video, I was like in here for days, basically. So I would say more would had asked for help before.
Hmm.
And did I tell you about the stubborn uh story that my grandma shared, which you met 2 weeks
No,
ago?
I remember your grandma. I don't think you told the story.
Drop some comments for Mamita. Mamita is a nickname for grandma. She said, and we were driving, going to this castle. I put it on Instagram, some of those pictures, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I want to tell you a story. I actually been feeling really bad about it." I was like, "Oh, what happened? What you do?" She goes, "When you were little, your dad made like an apartment out of your garage so I could like stay there, and he put like a kitchen, I had my bed and all that, and a little stove." And I was like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Did I get burned? I don't remember." And she said that I will turn on the stove, watch the fire, and turn it off. And she said I was so fixated. Like she's talking to me and I'm like, fire. And then she said that there was this one moment that she's like yelling at me, and I look at her while I'm still turning it on and off, like totally defiant, right? And she said she yelled so hard that I just left crying. And the woman who used to take care of me, like my nanny, she was like, "Oh, doña," that means I forget how you even translate that word.
Mhm.
Anyway, Miss Patty, she's like hysterical, I don't know what to do. Anyway, I basically cried all afternoon until my dad got home. And she goes that I ran to my dad and I was like, "Mamita yelled at me." And then my dad's like, "What you do?" And I was like, "What?" So anyway, she said that I was very upset. Fast forward, as in the next day, Kristen, here it is. I take little Poppy, which I don't know if you guys could see the tail. Oh, no, the other way.
Oh,
Oh,
there was her head.
oh man. That's her butt. Take her on a walk, and we're walking, and she grabs a piece of bread. I don't know why people think they have to feed birds. People, you are anyway. Let's not get into that conversation. They throw a piece of bread. She grabs it and she's chewing. I'm like, "Drop it, Poppy, drop it." And she's like looking at me and she's chewing on it while she's looking at me. And I'm like super upset. I'm like basically almost dragging her. Like I was really upset. I'm like, "Let's go. We're going home." And I'm journaling and I'm like, then I'm in my journal. I was like, "God, am I stubborn?" Mind you, the story was yesterday, okay? And I'm asking God in my journal, "Am I stubborn?" And then it's in the other room. Maybe I'll show you one day. Then I go, I'm gonna ask like Kristen, maybe Kayla, Jahara, Jimmy, to give me some examples. Am I stubborn? And then like the second I put that period after the sentence, poof, it like God opened like the heavens and all this thing about, "Do you not remember this?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness. I am so stubborn that I'm not able to see that I was stubborn." So, yeah, that would be the one thing that I used to call this stubbornness persistent. I'm
Mhm.
persistent Patty, and I've been persistent Patty all my life. And which everything has goods, and everything in the box is good, and
Mhm.
it could be all of it. So I was looking at this persistency missing the stubborn part in there, and it was because of my grandma, thanks mamita, and my lovely doggy that has helped me to see that part, that I get really like really focus on things, and it is hard to get Patty to pay attention. So that will be my my story for today. So,
I
and
mean,
I'm curious, what would
hmm.
you have said when if I would have texted you, "Hey, am I stubborn?"
I don't think I've said, "Man, Patty's really stubborn," but I don't think that's been a thought. But I was gonna say, like, when I was, what I was thinking of while you were talking, when I was teaching and would do parent teacher conferences, like, yeah, there's certain qualities with kids that parents might look at and be like, "Oh, why is
Mm,
my kid this way?"
mhm,
But
mhm,
stubborn kids are showing some, like you said, persistence.
mhm,
I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep doing
mhm,
this.
mhm.
Kids that you might call bossy are portraying
Leaders.
leadership qualities.
Mhm.
Um, like the ones that are active and all over the place. You know what? Those are the ones that are gonna get stuff done.
Yep.
So these are qualities that, I mean, qualities are neutral. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. We're the ones that give
Mhm.
them the
That's a good
judgment
word.
of good or bad.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, you can take a quality and you can make it a bad quality, or you can take a quality and make it a good one. Either way, like it's a quality, and you can do with it
Yeah.
what you choose, and you can look at it how you choose. Um, but no, I don't think that's ever been a thing with you that I've been like, yeah, Patty's really stubborn.
Qualities are neutral.
Mm.
We're gonna end the show because that's something to chew on. Yeah, yeah. I had asked Jimmy, he was cracking up. He's like, "Yeah, hi, married to you for a decade." So yeah, yeah. So persistent stubbornness, same package. More open about the feedback, and I know that all I want, I'm gonna put it out there, I want a community. This is why the youth developer got started. Why now we're gonna move a lot of stuff I do to Mighty Networks, because in a community, I want share space, as in everybody brings something to the table. And I'm really looking forward, and there's a lot of the language that I have in my website that I'm changing, right? Because it does come across, let me show you, right? And I want it to be more of, how can we keep each other accountable? How can we support each other? And how does that gonna look like? So I'm excited. I that is very big. And being able to have people to tell you, you got to fix this, do that, it's so important, right? Because for I don't know if you've experienced this, but as a supervisor, mm, it was hard to get my staff to tell me the truth,
Mm,
because they will yes me. And even like my small leadership team, they would, and but not really. And
mm,
it was frustrating, and that's why I love Dare to Lead, because it's about building trust. It's about being vulnerable. And there was something definitely about me wanting to have the answers that didn't allow that space for vulnerability in my team.
mm,
So it was something that I had to like check myself, be like, yep, this is most likely why people didn't tell me certain things. So here I am thinking
mm,
Patty's awesome. I'm running great teams. Woo! And people are, because people like me, I could walk away. This is great. And not really had built space.
mm.
And one thing that we're learning in our coaching community, it's like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Our goal is to give people space, to even space in their words, as you know. So
Mhm.
very grateful for that. Oh, this is Today was a great. I mean, it's great talking to you, but today specifically, thank you for sharing, being vulnerable about that story in that moment. I want to go hug little Kristen.
Mentally, I've done it a few times. Like,
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And were you tall like always?
yeah, when we had this conversation
Really?
not too long ago where, with kids, it's okay to be like, "Whoa, you've gotten so big. This is amazing. What have you been eating? You're growing so fast." With kids, you can say those things and it's okay, right? But
Yeah.
also with kids, not keeping in mind that kids grow at different rates.
Yeah.
You go to the doctor and you're told, like, you're in the 90th percentile, you're in the 50th percentile, you weigh this much, you weigh that much. And I don't know when it happened, but there was a point in time where I was starting to realize, like, because I was taller, that I was weighing more than some of my classmates, because it's still cool to be like, this is how much I weigh. My doctor said I'm this much and I'm this tall. And you compare all these different things about yourself. And it was around like third or fourth grade for sure, where I was like, I'd hear from friends like, "Oh, I'm 60 pounds." I'm like, "I'm 85 pounds." And then I
Mhm.
think what happens is you start hearing from the adults, "Well, oh, you're not that much less in weight than I am." And maybe
Mm,
that's where it starts to click and turn to
mm,
the looking more negatively.
mhm.
But I do remember, now that you asked that there was a point in time, like around third or fourth grade, where I started getting self-conscious because I realized, like, I didn't notice as much, like, I'm taller than my friends, because there were some other tall people in my class as well. I think there were like 4 or 5 girls in my class. So we were in the taller height, because Michigan grows kids big. Dutch milk, cows, all that stuff, hormones, lots of hormones.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We grow 'em big in the Midwest.
yeah.
And, so there were some taller kids, but, yeah, now that you say that, I do remember, like, there was a point in time where I was starting to feel self-conscious of that. And as I got to middle school, I started to go like this to try to get,
Mm.
like, I don't wanna be seen
Mhm.
and noticed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come down.
Yeah, yeah. In Peru, most Peruvians are short, so I was a tall Peruvian. I'm not tall. I'm 5'5". But I did grow weight. I was tall in Peru, so I always had to stand in the back. So that
Yep.
that that also added to my body image or self-image. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was always the tall, always in the back,
I was a
and
back row kid too.
I wanted to be in the front, you know. So yeah, that definitely play an interesting part. So cool. Well, Kristen, thank you for sharing. Thank you for
You're
coming.
welcome.
Just doing this show. I love it. So drop some comments. What is something that you guys, if you could relive, what would you do differently?
Mm.
So drop it in the comments. Next week is, I put my calendar away. We will keep you posted.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do we have?
I
What's
don't
the
know what
date?
the I don't know what the, yeah, Jimmy's the 19th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Next week, on the youth developer, we have the part 3 to emergency
Mm,
preparedness. That's what it is.
yes.
Yes. Which I'm editing based on feedback. So Kristen, stay here because I have a question for you.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you, Kristen. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Ciao.